Hi everyone, my name's Manroop and I'm the CEO of Colaz Franchising. So I thought I'll do a quick video in regards to the job retention scheme that has been set up by the government. I've had a lot of questions come through Instagram, Facebook, through my personal mobile about the job retention scheme and some clarification. Now, I would strongly advise that if you have accountants and payroll team, you speak to them, and there's also a government website available and a ACAS website. But I thought I'll do this presentation that I've shared with my franchisees, and it may be helpful to other business owners as well. Let's have a look at this scheme. So the job retention scheme allows employers to make their workers into four-log workers, which basically means that these workers are not working for you, and due to the coronavirus, you've had to close your business and stop trading, but you're not making your staff redundant. So technically, these workers are still employed by the company. Now, within the scheme, employers will be required to make one claim for the entire workforce. Let's have a look at how the scheme works. So the scheme allows employers to claim up to 80% of workers' salary, a maximum up to $2,500 per employee. The employees must remain an employee of the company. Furthermore, they must remain on the payroll, and you will be still deducting tax and national insurance as normal under the PAYE system. You can actually cover the further 20% of the employee's wages if you would like to. However, it's not mandatory, and most employers will not be doing that simply because you're not trading, you're not making money, you probably will not have funds to cover that 20% difference in the employee's wages. Now, prior to doing all of this, you need to actually have an agreement with the worker. So you should be sending them out letters explaining that they have been made into a four-log worker, and they must sign those letters, date them, and return them to you as soon as possible. Now, you may have a contract in place which covers you for layoff clause. However, I do recommend that you do send these letters out because it's just added protection as well. Now, if for some reason the employee's salary has been reduced, then the employee can actually apply for universal credits to cover the difference. But I'm not sure if they will actually receive any universal credits. They can simply apply for it and see what actually happens. Now, one thing everyone needs to understand, if you have four-logged your workers, they are technically an employee of the company. So they cannot go and find another job. And if they do want to find another job, then they must hand their notice in to you, because you should not be claiming 80% of their wages if they've got another job. So technically, if they're on your payroll, they're still your employees and you have not made them redundant. So they are still binded by their contracts. Now, with annual leave, the government has introduced a new law which allows the employees to carry their annual leave over to the next year. But again, you will discuss this with the employee, come to some sort of agreement. You know, once we open, what we're going to be doing within our franchises, try to make sure that majority of the staff have taken most of their holidays within this year. Now, the scheme will be running for 3 months. I think it's from the 1st of March till June, and it may be extended if necessary, but for 3 months we will be able to claim for this scheme. Who is entitled to the job retention scheme? So any employees that were on your February payroll will be entitled to this scheme. So if you've got a new employee that started in March, then they will not be entitled to the scheme simply because they had to be on your February payroll. So with these employees, what you can recommend them to do is ask them to contact their previous employer and see if they will add them onto their scheme. If they do, if the previous employer is happy to add them on, so then they must hand their notice in with you, because they cannot be working for you and be under contract with you if the previous employer is claiming 80% of their wages. Alternatively, if that doesn't work out, the employer refuses and they can't claim through us, then the staff member can actually go and apply for universal credit and either mortgage holidays. There's quite a lot of other things out there, so they can go and apply for that. Directors are not entitled under this scheme. So if you're taking dividends is not covered. How to apply? So you need to make sure you submit all your information to HMRC about your employees and their earnings. You need to do this through an online portal, and I think it'll be available by the end of April. If you have an accountant and payroll team, they will do this on your behalf, but obviously they will be requiring all the information from you. So send that information over to them as soon as possible because you don't want to delay claiming for your employees. Now, this is the letters that are available from ACAS that I was discussing in the previous slide. So it's basically a letter informing your employee that they've been forlogged and that the business will be claiming 80% of the wages. So that's template 1, and then you've got template 2. Again, these templates are available for ACAS. So do speak to ACAS, or if you have a HR department, speak to them because they will advise you on what type of letter to send out. But again, if you don't have that, then speak to ACAS. It's a free service for small businesses. Thank you for watching, and I hope this has been helpful for any small businesses that were struggling with information. And stay safe, everyone.